and the director of the Austin After Dark Film Festival. We have an event coming up, Austin After Dark Film Festival Fall 2022 at the Austin Film Society Cinema. And we are going to be screening on November the 7th, our last event of the year, with a bunch of films and content that is intended for a mature audience that's 30 minutes or less. Everything from dark animation, dark science fiction, horror films, horror comedy films, dark comedy, you name it, we're going to have all kinds of content, dark drama, suspense, just really a fun time. And don't bring your kids, but it's going to be definitely a fun time if you're into those types of films. And we don't just focus on films, we also focus on the stories that eventually become films. We have screenplays and screenwriters that participate in our competitions. And the most competitive category that we have at our festival is the horror feature screenplay category. And one of the award finalists for that category, Darrell Bishop. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, it's good to have you. Good to be on. Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm great. Desert Heat. It's it should be called Fire, man. This is good writing here. You know, the
Thank you.
judges are very impressed with your work.
Thank you. Uh,
Yeah, no worries. We'll coming up, man. Let's talk about it. I'm ready to give the story away. I'm ready to just say too much, but I'll let you. I'm gonna defer to you, and let you tell us about the story in your own words, whatever you can tell us about Desert Heat.
all right, definitely. So, Desert Heat is the story of the Desert Stalker, also known as John Doe, a serial killer down in Texas, who just stalks the hot desert highway and terrorizes his community. There's two young ladies that want to get out of the community, and two teenagers that want to escape to New York. Uh, there's the cartel who's looking for their drug money. There's a dysfunctional sheriff's department and a Texas Ranger looking for revenge, and they all merge in that small community. And things really get kicked off when John meets up with those two girls, and it gets going from there.
All right, man. Crazy story, bro. That's good stuff, though. Um, Tell me creatively, why did you take the time to write this out? Because this your writing is very refined. There's a lot to this story. I mean, it took some work. Why this? Why'd you want to
It
tell
did.
this one? Yeah, you broke.
Um, so this story actually, I write a whole bunch of short stories, and John was a villain in one of my previous short stories, and I had so much fun writing the character and letting him play out that I decided to just let him go in a full feature length uh, story. And then as I got into it, I had the idea of Jordan and Taylor wanting to escape, and then kind of the cartel members came into the story, and the sheriff's department, and the Texas Ranger, and just all that came into it later, and it just kind of flowed naturally and organically. So
Wow. All right. And were you? What's your process like when you're imagining these situations and characters? Are you the type of person that has already envisioned like faces or maybe actors? I mean, people that already exist for your stories, or do you kind of leave it as like a blank slate and allow like a production company just to make whatever they want?
so really, I try to get be as vague with my characters as I can, and
Mm-hmm.
give like the important traits of them. Um, I don't really see an actor in mind, but when I'm writing, I do see a face.
Mm-hmm.
Every character, when I'm writing them, I see their face, um, just not a face of an actor, because I want to give them, they want to give the production company enough to leeway to find the right person that
Mm-hmm.
fits. And for like John, he's just your average white guy that if when he leaves the room, you forget his face.
Mm-hmm. All right, interesting. Well, that kind of plays into the story to be that kind of a blend in personality there.
Yeah.
Um, So, what's next for you? I mean, this is excellent writing, and it sounds like you probably got a lot of other things cooking. Is there any other projects coming up, or any other thing you're doing in the industry that you can tell us about?
So currently, I am writing Desert Heat 2. I'm taking the short story that John originally came out of and turning it into a feature-length thing and answering some questions that came up in Desert Heat 1. And I also have the outline for a slasher film or a slasher story set in a tropical resort that I'm working on.
Okay. All right. Interesting stuff. Desert Heat 2. I guess that gives us an idea of it's almost like a series you're cooking here. And you know, I've noticed the trend in the industry since I've started this is people want to know the characters and stay in that story a lot longer than feature films. I think it's been kind of a societal change that Netflix and Disney Plus and all these streaming channels have pioneered this long form content over time. Do you see yourself ever making this into like a series?
I don't know. I think I'd love to. I'd love to see it played out more. You know, I always grew up on Friday the 13th, so seeing Jason over and over and over, I want to see something like that with John.
Gotcha. All right, my friend. Well, I appreciate you checking in, and thanks for your time. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
I just would encourage everybody to head down to Austin for this film festival. It's going to be great. And I'm just so over the moon being nominated for this award.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate it. And have a good one. Have a good weekend.
You too, Michael.